Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another installment of the Football Gods. I'm with my guys. Good, Scamza. How you guys?
What's up, man? We good, we good. And you?
Look at okay. I'm moving on now to another big fixture in the weekend. Well, big, I guess, in terms of in the context of the title race, the Arsenal versus Bournemouth game. Kamza, once again, no specific question. What are just your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, we were caught with our pants down, man. That game, you really exposed us that if you're not focused from 1 second, you can lose an entire game. And Bournemouth came with it. It was intentional. As the ball moved from the center when the game started, it was like very intentional. The strategy was clear and they executed it well and they got a goal from that. And for me, that was brilliantly done by the coach and the players. Like I need to applaud them on that. It's so unfortunate that they had to play a team that really wants this league. Yes, luck was on our side. I'm not even going to deny it. But sometimes you need to create your own luck. And how you create your own luck is that you keep taking your chances. It's as simple as that.
Mm.
I mean, prior when I was watching the game on Twitter, someone said, "Oh my God, Arsenal needs a goal," and they're putting on Reece Nelson. Guess what? A few seconds later, he's the one who scores the winning goal. I found that
Mm.
tweet quite, yeah. But also, the coach knows what he's doing. For me now, I'm starting to believe that Arteta actually knows what he's doing. Maybe sometimes it's not properly executed by the players, but I think he actually knows what he's doing. Because why would you put him Reece Nelson? We know Reece Nelson is not a goal like a goal scorer.
Mm.
Like for me, that was it was a tactic move from Arteta. He knew exactly what he was doing. We just didn't.
Yeah.
But besides that, I'm really happy that we won 3-2. I was content with a draw, considering we came from 2-0 down. But
Mm.
for us to even go that far and win 3-2, if we can maintain that kind of momentum, grind out results week in, week out, I see ourselves as champions at some point, which will be deserving of.
Yeah. So, Nkolela, I want to direct this question at you. Kamza made a point about Bournemouth being unlucky in the sense that they're facing a team that is just super motivated. And I want to find out from you guys, but I'll ask Nkolela first. What do you think, or what do you rate more as far as if you have two teams that are both going for the title? Do you rate the team that has experience, that has know-how on how to like do it, or do you rate the team that has hunger, the team that's super motivated to win the league? Which one do you think counts for more at the end of the day?
I think know-how, and I'd like to. The thing is, it's fine. Like I'm silently watching this play out, right? Because I've seen this over and over again. City have done this so many times, so I'm not even. Yeah. Anyway, but with
Mm.
with what you'll see is that when it matters the most, right? Especially the last 5 games. That's when you actually reversing teams that are either fighting for top four or really for survival or title challenges, and that's where like the emotion of the game, you shouldn't be caught in the emotion of the game because whenever you're playing teams that are like fighting for something, it's easy to get caught and experienced teams that like sort of Man City, they know what it takes. Man City are the type of team that if they need to win their last 10 games to win the league, if you tell them that win the last 10 games to win the league, they're literally gonna do that. They don't rely on form, they don't rely on, it doesn't matter who's there. They just have the know-how. So for me, if you are if it's like a head-to-head, I'd always back, the team that has the know-how, The team with hunger, if let's say we have a huge gap, insurmountable, like you see like what Napoli are doing right now in Italy, I'll back them because they have such an insurmountable lead. But if it's like head to head and it's like really close, the team that has the know-how that I'll always back, you know.
Kamza, your opinion?
Interesting. Yeah, I think it's quite interesting what Debo said. In my opinion, I think you actually need both. Like, I can't choose one solely and say the know-how. In order to know how to win things, you have to be hungry first. Man City didn't know how to win the league, but they were hungry to win it.
Until they won it, yeah.
Until they won it. So that's why I'm saying you need both. And unfortunately, for Arsenal, we don't know how to. We haven't known how to for years. Man City have been doing it consistently. And that's when Kulego is saying Man City will definitely do it. And I get that point. But I'm saying we have a very young team. I can't expect them to know how. So the only thing they can offer us is the passion and motivation and the skill. However, that's why it was very crucial to get a Gabriel Jesus, a Zinchenko, as well as a Jorginho, because those are the guys that know how. And getting them in those particular positions, they'll be surrounded with players that are motivated, which is something they used to have prior, but now they have the know-how. So obviously when the things get tough or the going gets thick, they will be the players that stand up to lift up everyone else. So I think we're in a good space for now.
Yeah. No, fair enough. So I think both of your points have merit. I think it's just one of those things, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I think that was a great result for us now. Just gonna touch on the Man City game as well. I don't know if you guys managed to watch that one.
I did.
Once, and I think maybe this now goes to Koleva's point. At this stage of the season, City just know how to win games because I really think they were fortunate to get 3 points there. New this Anthony Gordon guy. How much did they pay for this guy? Because
45 million.
first, dude, I never understood when Chelsea wanted him in the first place because Chelsea wanted him in the summer for a similar amount, I think. And then they dodged the bullets, in my opinion, even though they seem flames right now still. But they dodged the bullet, they didn't waste money. And then Newcastle still, with the same amount of money, get this guy. And he puts in quite a stinker, if I may use that word yesterday. He missed. I mean, there's a part where he's in front of goal, he completely misses the ball, like, you know, like, just like, in Corona today, honestly. So, like, yeah, I mean, I think City were a little bit fortunate to come away with 3 points, but you know, I mean, some people will probably say Arsenal were fortunate to come with 3 points. So it's one of those things. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that game before we move on to the other fixtures.
Yeah. So last time I was with Turbo, and we actually went to go cut our hair, and there was some young kid there. And this kid, I don't know how we started speaking about like young, good players in EPL. And I told him that Phil Foden is the best player in EPL around that age. And he was arguing with me, right? And I said, okay, you're basing this on form. Got you.
Right.
Man City have a new signing, and it's Phil Foden. That's all I have to say. And you will see in the coming weeks that that team will be transformed. And as you noticed, Haaland missed, but we're not going to talk about that. I'm just saying, I think Pep Guardiola is realizing, hey, you know what? Integrating Haaland into the system is killing my title hopes. Let's revert to what we know. And they are reverting to what they know.
Yeah.
And it's working.
You're introducing a very interesting point. And I just want to just throw this out there. I'm not trying to start the whole debates because I think we can go on for a while with this one. But I always thought because Phil Foden gets compared to Saka, right? It's always the thing, who's the best youngster. And honestly, even as an Arsenal fan, I always thought Phil Foden was better than Saka for the longest time. These last few weeks or these last few months, maybe it's because Phil Foden hasn't been playing as many games, so it's kind of that out of sight, out of mind thing, maybe. But I think Saka has caught up and maybe even surpassed him for the time being. I don't know. We'll see now if Phil Foden gets a round of games. Maybe he'll remind me at least that I'm still the guy. But I just want to say that gap it's closer than most would have you believe. I think stylistically they're a bit different, but I mean they play the same position really for their teams, and they contribute in a similar way for their teams. I think Saka has always had a bigger load to carry because Arsenal have been shit for a while, and he's been our best player consistently for a while. Whereas with Foden, at least he's been playing with good players, which has at least maintained his level at a high rate. So one may argue that it's harder maybe to play when your team is shit. One may argue that it's harder to stay at a high level when you're playing in a team like City. It's one of those glass half empty, half full kind of thing. So yeah, I just wanted to just throw that out there. Kolego, do you have any thoughts?
I think Phil Foden has more, excuse the pun, in his arsenal than Saka. I think he is a very, I guess there's more to his dimension than a Saka, I believe. I believe you can play him in more than one position, and he can tactically is more adaptable than a Saka. On form, Saka is there, but pound for pound, I don't think Foden and Saka can be compared. I think Foden is a level above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I have to agree with Nkulego, but I wouldn't say the gap is huge. The gap is not huge, but Foden just has that edge, over Saka. But we'll see. Time will tell.
And then the final one, Chelsea finally won again. Chelsea finally got 3 points.
Potter
I'm happy about this result because it buys Potter more time.
Yeah.
I need at the Emirates Stadium, please, at least until Arsenal play you, then Chelsea can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that, Cubs?
Bro, I'm so happy for Graham Potter, my nigga. That's my nigga. I am so happy that Graham Potter. And I am so happy that the goal was scored by a defender. That still proves that Graham Potter needs to be in the team, and the strike force is so lethal that they allowed the defender to score. So I'm just waiting for that game against them. That's all I want.
Debo, your thoughts?
Potter in. That's all. Potter in. I love this.
Yeah.